What if luxury didn't need permission to be powerful? One look down that endless hood, one deep V8 rumble, and you instantly understand. The 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo wasn't built to impress crowds, it was built to dominate the road in silence. What's up, everyone? Subscribe my channel, because today we're not just talking about a car. We're stepping into a moment in American automotive history that feels like silk gloves, deep burled walnut, and the quiet authority of big block power humming beneath a long sculpted hood. Picture the year 1970. America is bold, confident, unapologetic. Music is louder, style is sharper, and the open road feels endless. And cruising straight through the center of that era is the 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, a car that didn't shout for attention, it commanded respect. This Monte Carlo wasn't built to chase trends, it was built to define a new class entirely. Chevrolet called it a personal luxury coupe, but that phrase doesn't fully capture the gravity of what you're looking at. This was elegance with muscle DNA, a long wheelbase statement designed for drivers who wanted comfort without surrendering performance. As the door closes with a deep, reassuring thud, you immediately understand that this is not a Chevelle, not an Impala, not a Cadillac imitation. This is something deliberately different. The body stretches out with confidence, nearly sculptural in its proportions. That endlessly long hood seems to reach for the horizon, framed by a bold, squared-off front end that feels both refined and intimidating. The grille is wide and assertive, the chrome carefully applied, never excessive, always intentional. Those hidden windshield wipers, the clean belt line, the flowing roof line that melts into the rear deck. Every line feels expensive, even by today's standards. This is a car designed to look just as good pulling up to a 5-star hotel as it does rumbling through a midnight highway run. Walk around the car slowly, because the Monte Carlo rewards patience. The proportions are nearly perfect thanks to its special A-body chassis with an extended wheelbase. That extra length isn't just for looks. It delivers a smoother ride, a more planted feel, and an unmistakable presence. This is the kind of car that doesn't need to be loud. It lets the shape do the talking. Now open the door and step inside, and the Monte Carlo truly reveals its character. The interior is pure 1970 luxury Americana. Deeply cushioned seats wrap around you, whether you're in rich vinyl or optional cloth, offering comfort that feels more like a lounge than a cockpit. The dashboard is wide, horizontal, calm, designed not to overwhelm but to reassure. The gauges are clear, elegant, softly lit, with chrome accents that catch the light just enough to remind you this car was built during an era when craftsmanship mattered. The steering wheel sits proudly in front of you, thick, rimmed, and confident. The shifter falls naturally to hand. Everything feels intentional, from the grain of the dash to the way the doors close. This is a place where you can spend hours behind the wheel without fatigue, cruising at speed, music low, engine steady, road stretching endlessly ahead. The Monte Carlo was built for long drives, not short bursts, and it shows. And then there's what lies beneath that endless hood. In 1970, Chevrolet gave buyers options, and they were generous ones. You could go civilized with a smooth, small block V8, or you could step into serious authority with big block power. Engines like the 402 or the legendary 454 transformed the Monte Carlo into something quietly ferocious. This wasn't a drag strip show-off, it was a highway king. Massive torque delivered effortlessly, passing power always on tap, the kind of acceleration that doesn't scream, it surges. Turn the key and the engine doesn't bark, it settles into a deep, confident rumble. There's weight to the sound, a sense of controlled strength. On the road, the Monte Carlo glides more than it attacks. The suspension is tuned for comfort, soaking up imperfections while still feeling composed at speed. You feel the length of the car, the stability, the sense that this machine was designed to devour miles without breaking a sweat. What makes the 1970 Monte Carlo so special is that it lived in a space no one else fully occupied. It wasn't a muscle car pretending to be luxurious. And it wasn't a luxury car afraid of performance, it was the bridge between worlds. It appealed to drivers who had grown up on horsepower, but now wanted refinement. It spoke to success without flash, confidence without noise. This was the car of executives who still loved driving, the car of enthusiasts who wanted comfort, the car that said you'd arrived, but you hadn't forgotten where you came from. And in 1970, when competition was fierce and Detroit was at its creative peak, Chevrolet absolutely nailed the formula. Look at it today, and the Monte Carlo feels even more special. In a world of over-designed, overcomplicated machines, its simplicity feels luxurious. The analog experience, the mechanical honesty, the physical connection between driver and road, it all feels rare now. This is the kind of car that turns heads not because it's flashy, but because it's authentic. Park it at a show and people don't just glance, they stop, they remember, they tell stories. My father had one. My uncle drove one cross-country. I learned what a V8 felt like in one of these. The Monte Carlo isn't just metal and rubber, it's memory, nostalgia, and aspiration wrapped into one elegant package. And let's talk about collectability, because the 1970 model year is everything. It's the first year, the purest expression of the Monte Carlo vision. Before emissions regulations tightened, before design softened, before the industry changed. This is the Monte Carlo in its most powerful, most confident form. Values continue to rise, especially for clean, well-optioned examples, and enthusiasts know exactly why. Driving one today feels like time travel. You feel the width of the road, the rhythm of the engine, the weight of the steering. You're not isolated, you're involved. Every mile feels intentional. Every stoplight feels like a quiet performance, and every glance from passersby confirms what you already know: you're piloting something special. The 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo isn't about speed records or lap times, it's about presence, about style, about the kind of luxury that doesn't need explanation. It's a car that invites you to slow down, to enjoy the journey, to appreciate craftsmanship and design in their purest form. So if you're the kind of person who understands that true luxury isn't loud, that real power doesn't need to shout, and that the best cars are the ones that make every drive feel meaningful, the 1970 Monte Carlo speaks your language. It whispers confidence, it hums authority, and it reminds us of a time when cars were built not just to move people, but to move souls. What's up, everyone? Subscribe my channel, because machines like this deserve to be remembered, celebrated, and driven, not forgotten. And the 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, that's not just a classic, that's a legacy on wheels.